Okay, morning folks. Welcome to the briefing on Wednesday, the 25th of August. We seem to have had 4 or 5 days of flyable weather in a row. Unusual this year, to be honest. So we've again got high pressure slightly to the north of us, centred over northern Scotland, really. And it's dragging in a sort of easterly flow, and it has been for the last couple of days, varying the direction slightly and the intensity. And you can see, looking at this, the high pressure yesterday, pressure over us yesterday was about 1,030. And now if you look down here, we're in about 1,026. So the pressure's going down a little bit, which is a bit of a good thing. Isobars quite tightly spaced over northern France, so it's breezy in that area and across the channel. But over the centre of the country, a lot lighter. We'll see how that varies in a second. Cold front coming through for tomorrow, so again, possibility of a nice day when that clears through. The TAFs, just to quickly look at Farnborough, A for the wind direction, 0106 knots. I think it's going to be a little bit more, like about 040 for most of the day, about that strength, 6 to 8 knots. Gatwick's giving 020, but Heathrow is giving 050, 10 knots. So it's going to be somewhere between the sort of 6 to 10 knot mark. And just looking here, you've got between 7 and 10, 7,000 meters broken at 1,000 feet, which is probably what we've got out the window now. We're just showing that there's sort of low level cloud about, and it will break up. It did yesterday. By 10:30, it's breaking up quite nicely yesterday. I think it'll be the same today. We've got upper winds, see down in the channel here, 07, 020 knots, generally almost easterly flow over us, slight northeasterly, but a lot lighter. So north of us it's 10 knots. So probably 10 to 15 knots at flying heights for most of the day. East northeasterly. Satpic looks awfully similar to yesterday. Lots of clouds streaming in off the North Sea over the Oxfordshire area, and we get this little bit of tongue coming in over us. It filled in for an hour or so yesterday and then broke up fairly quickly, and that's what I'm expecting to happen today. No upper cloud to speak of. I looked at the infrared, that's all fairly clear. Temperature wise, don't see why it should be, again, similar to yesterday, about 21 degrees, 22 maybe. Similar sort of picture, warmer down in the south area here. Over East Anglia in the middle of the country, a bit cooler. BBC are suggesting 21 degrees for Basingstoke. So numbers sort of work for me. Dew points, they're about 12s and 13s. I think they'll be coming down to about 10. And the last couple of days, it showed a sort of finger of lower dew point temperature here, which has been sort of on the modelling giving us blue conditions, but that actually hasn't transpired. So I'm not expecting that to do the same again. I'm expecting the dew points to stay around about the 9 to 10 mark. Hopefully we'll have some cumulus. Plugging into the soundings, you can sort of see why they're forecasting no cumulus over us. Similar picture yesterday, the two lines fair way apart, and they're forecasting the dew points down to about 7. If they were down at there, we wouldn't see any cumulus. I think they were going to be more likely 10. So you're likely to see cumulus at about 3,000 to 3,500 feet above Lasham. That's fingers crossed there won't be much of it. If this is to be believed, yesterday we didn't quite believe it because the actual ascent showed the likelihood of cumulus. Looking a bit further north, the lines come together. This is sort of north of the M4, and Top Meteor again showing, using this data, that there will be cumulus to the north of us. Not particularly high, 3,500 feet above sea level, I think is the best today. And the Lark Hill ascent again shows that we're going to require sort of 16, 17 degrees to sort of get thermal activity, and then up to somewhere around 1200 meters, I think, with 20, 21 degrees. And if the dew points stay at about 10, you'll have small amounts of cumulus just tucked in this little area here. So that's fingers crossed. Top Meteo showing cloud initially and then burning back, and then they're showing this sort of blue patch over the south of the country, and very similar to what they forecast yesterday. But actually, in fact, there was cumulus over pretty much all of this area yesterday, and I'm hoping it'll be very similar today. We shall see. Thermal heights. Let's hope it gets going around here, somewhere around 12 o'clock, possibly 1 o'clock, up to 3,000 feet. And then it's suggesting 12, maybe 1,300 meters around here and to the west of here, northwest. So 3,500 feet, I think, at best today. Fingers crossed with cumulus. And their suggested distance, as you would expect, is to the north and out to the west. You've got to remember these Lasham and Southampton and Booker and Oxford are not very well positioned on the map. Oxford, actually, the reality should be down here somewhere, and Lasham certainly further south, and Southampton down on the coast. So I think anywhere up towards Oxford and west of here will be fine today for cross countries. Showing a little bit breezy down through the south. I think they always put that on there when the wind shows more than about 10 knots. So not a bad day. Should go on till sort of 5 o'clock, I would have thought, for soaring. Quick talk about NOTAMs and then operationally how we're going to set up, because the comp's running today. So this picture could have been yesterday, the day before, or the day before that. There's very little change in the NOTAMs. Area number 6 is just notifying Southampton's hours of operation. Number 4 here is the Dorset Gliding Club NOTAM, that they're actually active this week down near Bovingdon Camp. But I don't think they actually flew. I'm sure they flew yesterday. 14 is us, and that's the NOTAM for the comp. 12 is high intensity radio transmissions from Boscombe down. And then 13 and 16 all to do with the danger areas. There's no crossing service available for the danger areas. 24, they've NOTAM that the ATZ at Fairford and the MATs will be active, because there's stuff going in and out of Fairford at the moment, as you would expect with what's going on in Afghanistan. 25 is the junior nationals. 19 is no-fly zone over the Reading Festival, only for drones, nothing else. And 30 up here is the Dunstable Regional, so fairly quiet. If anybody does venture a long way out to the west, there's an equestrian event down near Yeovil, and that's about it. So operationally, we're on 09. The grid will be set up for the comp on the runway here. We'll be operating somewhere opposite the fuel pumps-ish with the launch point vehicle on the grass, and the north side of the airfield is for club operations. Circuits to the north, folks. Land grass north side. If you get caught on the south, then yeah, land on the south, guys. No problem at all. We'll tow you back. When the comp goes, we'll just move everything, tuck it into the side. When the grid is almost finished, we can reset up the launch point and carry on after the competitors have started, so we don't congest the airspace. When they finish, generally we finish flying by that point, and we stack things, and they'll land on the runway or on the grass on the south side and roll up to the end here. If we do want to carry on aerotone, we can do. It's not a problem. Okay, so any questions, you'll see me out there. Please ask. Hopefully start getting the kit out, folks. Yesterday was anything to go by. We'll be flying by 10:30 to 11.